let's develop some 4x5 film. I've already in a change tent loaded, this isn't it of course, in the change tent I've already loaded the 4x5 sheets into the JOBO 2509 reel. This holds 6 sheets. There we go. Okay, that's what's in there. 2 sheets, 1 on each side on the outer slots. That's Fomapan 100. So the next thing I need to know is what the temperature of my developing solutions is. And I'm using ambient temperature at the moment. And if I take a look, my water currently is 20.6 degrees. 20.6 degrees. 20.6. Oh, that just changed, didn't it? Oh, that's interesting. The ambient air temperature is dropping. It's, what time is it here? It's about 5 o'clock in the evening in Sydney. We're just going into June. We're just going into winter, so it's getting cool. My ambient temperature is 20.5, but it might be dropping soon. So I don't need to use a water bath. I can just use ambient. Any temperature between about 18, 19 and 22, 23 is fine. Next piece of information we need is our chart with developing times and temperatures, etc. I went through and worked out all of the dilutions for Kodak HC-110 in JOBO tanks for various number of sheets. Kodak HC-110 is easy to work with. You just need to remember that it needs a minimum of 6 ml of concentrate for every 80 square inches, which means a 4x5 sheet of film needs 1.5 ml. You then can play with dilutions. You can then play with dilutions and solution volume to get the minimum amount of solution or the right amount of time. I've got 2 sheets of film. Here we go. I've got 2 sheets of film, and unfortunately no dilutions give the right amount. So I have to use the solutions for 3 sheets of film, which is 4.5 ml of concentrate at 1 plus 63 goes to 290 mils in the tank, which is the bare minimum. Or just over the bare minimum. At 20 degrees C, that's 17 minutes of development. I'll do that. I can do that. I will be using the JOBO tank. And the JOBO silver vase automated. Well, it's not exactly an automated processor. It's it just turns it around, so I don't have to stand around and do too much. Okay, but it isn't like the big fancy JOBOs that do lots of really interesting stuff. Okay, the tank has a magnet on the bottom. Clips on there and it spins it around. Now, I need to, normally I do that over there, but so you can see what I'm doing, I'm actually going to do it here. Okay. There we go. Now, I'm going to give you this information for free. It took me 12 months to work out how to get very good, consistent development with sheet film. I was getting these blotches that weren't that obvious in landscapes and stuff, but if you had blue sky, the development was terrible. If you go through a lot of my old photos, you'll see them. I worked out that the problem is that there's two things. It takes a while to pour the solution into the tank, and I was trying to use inversion agitation, and this tank needs 1.5 liters, and it takes a long time for it to fill, and as it's filling you're getting uneven development. The second thing that happens is as you fill, let me show you what I mean. The tank's normally like that, with the central core, and if you pour down the center, the solution goes to the bottom and then fills up. If you pour too quickly, it overflows in the top here, and there are gaps there for air. It overflows there and it flows down the inside, and it starts running down onto your film. So two things I did that made my development very, very, very good was I changed to very small solution volumes, and that means using continuous agitation, not inversion anymore. Second thing is I found a cheap funnel that fits into the center like that, so that when I pour in, the solution goes down to the bottom of the tank and then comes up, and then very quickly I get it onto the tank and I have it start rotating as soon as possible. So that's what I'm going to do today. So 1 + 63, I need 4.5 mil of 4.5 mil of concentrate. So let me measure the concentrate out. I have a 10 mil graduate here. This is nice. The smallest it measures out is 2 mil, so I was doing development with another tank a little while ago that needed 1 or 3 mil, and I couldn't really do it. Okay, 4 mil. That's it. See how syrupy this concentrate is? It's great stuff. Okay, I need to mix that to 290, which is there. Set my tank much up. 20.7. But the room is getting a bit colder. So pour in a bit of water. Now I've got to be careful I don't, I'm mixing it like this because you have to wash the syrup out of the graduate. And if you're not careful, you can pour in too much water, which I did last time I developed, and I ended up doing a very long development. Yeah, okay though. Okay, that's about it. 200 mil. $290. Now, you don't have to be 100% accurate with this stuff, but you do have to be consistent. So this isn't a calibrated cylinder. I just make sure that I use the same cylinder all the time, and I'm reasonably accurate. There we go. That'll do. Oh, there we go, 290. Beauty. Now, we need to get our stop and fix ready. When you're doing JOBO stuff, With continuous, you've got minimum solution volumes, and your developer volumes are very important. Stop and fix doesn't really matter at all. It doesn't matter at all. So for the stop, I'm going to put in about 300 mil. This tank needs a minimum of 270 mil. So if I put in 300 mil, that's a little bit more than what I need. I'm going to be able to pour it in very quickly. That's my stop. My fix, I put in about 600 mil because I want it to fix thoroughly, and this way there's a lot of fixer in the tank to do that for me. Okay, so normally I'd have that over there and I'd be working here, so I'm a little bit mixed up here, but that's okay. So my time is for, what I say, 21 degrees, 17 minutes, 15.75 for 21, so that's about 16.5 minutes. Okay, 16.5 minutes. I'm going to use the timer on my phone so it counts down. That way I don't miss out on it. I've just turned my display not to lock. Time, what does that was, 16.5. So if I start at 16 minutes and 45 seconds, 17, 16.5. Yeah, that'll do. So if I start at 16.5, that'll be fine. Okay. Let me get everything away. Give myself some room. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to start the timer when it gets to between 5 and 10 seconds before the time I start pouring, and then I go clap clap and I get it into the machine as quickly as possible. Okay, so I said 16.5. There we go, I've got my lid. Okay, 5 seconds coming up. Oops, wasn't good. There we go. Done. Okay, that's the nice thing about the JOBO processor, is I can now start just doing other stuff. I'm going to stop with about 10 seconds left, pour it out, and then the stop will go in. Let me rephrase that. I'm going to turn off the processor, start everything with the chemicals with about 10 seconds to go. Get some wash water going down. You'll notice the green chemical from the Fomapan. Fomapan's notorious for green. Here we go. 10. Okay. Good. Okay, get ready for fix. I don't have to worry about the funnel and all of that with the stop. Still want to get it in quickly and get it on quickly. There we go. That's all we need to stop. Stop gets reused. It's greener than what it was when I put it in, right? And fixer. Okay, I'm going to fix that for about 5 minutes. that's happening, I can put my stop away. You might notice that I didn't pre-wash. Ilford don't recommend pre-washing any of their films. I experimented with pre-washing and I discovered that it didn't help me with my problems. What did help with the problems was the minimum solution volume, continuous agitation, and development longer than about 8 minutes. Okay, 5 minutes. There we go. The fix is a little bit green as well. Okay, first wash. Okay, the Ilford wash method is increasing inversions. I just do it with time, but basically you just need 3 or 4 changes of water and you're done. You don't need to use a lot of water. Two. Doesn't really matter how much water you use as long as it's more than the minimum of 270 or 300. I use a bit more water so it washes a bit better, gets it more dilute. Okay, I've got my bathroom set up. It's got a container with photo flow in it, water mixed with photo flow. I don't put photo flow into the tank because I don't want to get the surfactant onto the reel or in the tank because it's very difficult to wash off and it causes froth and bubbles to form. So I never put photo flow into my tanks and I never let it touch my reels. I will take the film off, dip it into the photo flow and then hang it up. Yeah, I guess I could show you that now. Yeah, I'll show you that now. Okay, I'll do one more wash and then I'll bring the photo flow and show you what I do. There we go. Okay, this is my photo flow container. It's just a food storage container. I mix the photo flow up fresh every session. I fill it up with water, put a couple of mil of photo flow in, or the Ilford equivalent to be honest. I rinse that container out after I finished it every time. And that becomes a storage box for my hanging line and pegs. Okay, we are done. Let me put this here, out of the way. Exciting times, hey? Okay, one film here. There we go. Let me go hang this up. I'll be back for the second one. And second one. There we go. That's all you need. People say, you know, soak it in thingy for whatever long. You just need to get it wet with the photo solution, because it's the surface. It's a surfactant. Okay, now this gets washed out. That doesn't get if I was doing another batch of film, I'd keep it, but I wouldn't keep it for any longer than an hour or so. All right. Okay. Let me wash my bench down here, my sink. I don't want to contaminate the clean stuff with spilt chemical. Okay, so rinse, dry, rinse, dry, rinse, dry. Rinse that off. The inside of the tank's clean, remember, so I only need to give that a mild rinse, gentle rinse. That. Remember this from ages ago, my developers? That's why I rinsed it off straight away. I don't want it to go yucky. Okay, and then the lid. And that is how I develop film. 4x5, that's 4x5 film. 8x10 film is basically the same, except it's a bigger tank and a bigger reel. 5x7, bigger tank and a bigger reel. I've made comments before that yes, large format photography is expensive, but it's not as expensive as you think it is, because I could go out, spend an afternoon, take 3 exposures, come home, process it, have it on the line drying, and then go and have dinner, which I'm about to do now.